As with all things in life, when we want to do something, we must know why.
Hi, Hanyong. How do you convince the students such that the attendance improve?
As with all things in life, when we want to do something, we must know why. So starting with why is very important. In my earlier years, I realized that, you must have good attendance so that your CCA attendance is good, then you can get leaps point. That is a why, that is a reason, but I find that it's not an extremely strong reason. For youth, they will not be thinking, for 4 years I will come for CCA diligently so that at the end I got 2 CCA bonus points. So after experimenting for many years, I find that what is more effective is usually starting from a goal. So usually at the end of each season, no matter how you do, there's always room for improvement. We use that as a basis to have a conversation together with the team. This year we celebrated this success, but where did we fall short? What is our goal for next year? Yeah, so once we talk about our goal for next year, my experience is that usually we give more time for them to have small group conversation, they share, and slowly people dare to talk about higher goals. Some people will say want to be top scorer, some people say next year want to be League 2, League 3 champion, or League 1 champion, or some people say want to be quarter finalists. So let them have this time to talk. Yeah.
Do you talk about the goals like start of the year, end of the year, or do you talk about it very often?
Definitely very often. Yeah, definitely very often.
How often do you talk about the goals?
Probably at least every week there will be some revisiting that topic. Yeah, always talking about, we agreed this is our goal, so all our actions have to match that. Usually once the boys, they have good conversation, they feel each other want to achieve more things together as a team, they will start to respect each other a lot for showing up. And they will start to put positive pressure on each other when some people say they're lazy, they don't want to come. Yeah, so I feel that this is positive peer pressure.
Social constructivism. I see you more motivated in training. You want to take it seriously. I also mirror that emotion from you, that motivation from you. That's why I also want to take it seriously. Then after a while, everybody just develop this collective efficacy.
Yeah, it becomes a norm that everybody is serious. And sometimes I realize if one person maybe miss the first 2 weeks of holiday training, for example, then they come back not knowing the norm has changed. Then they joke and fool around, they are unaware, and everybody will go after that person, like, hey, be serious, be serious. Yeah, so I realized having a collective goal is very important to drive collective desirable behavior.
Why I ask how often do you talk about the goal is, our brain, we only pay more attention when the speaker start the sentence with a goal, then talk about a problem, then talk about why we need to do something, why we need to attend CCA. We only convince when there's a goal, when there's a problem, that's why we do that. So I think what worked well for you is to keep reminding them about the goal. So they become curious. Okay, so what's next? Then you talk to them about the problem. Then they become even more curious. Then you tell them, that's why we need to come for CCA, that's why attendance was improved. Then they are more motivated by how you speak to the students. And the more you talk about it, the more convinced they become. And when they come more often and when the attendance improved, they started to see themselves improving. And that's when they started to learn from one another. They copy each other's motivation. And then that's how they build that culture. I think it's all start from how you talk to them.
And I also think that, yes, you talk about the goal, then to strive for this goal, one of the actions is regular commitment, attendance. But it's also important to bring them through the process. Now, those who come along for the ride and come diligently, consistently, must make sure that they experience success.
Yeah.
So must make sure that your quality of teaching is good, or their learning is good.
They see the point.
Yeah, and they need to keep assessing themselves. Wow, this week I've improved, this week I've improved, this week I've improved.
You need to show them that you have improved.
Yeah.
Then they see, okay, that's the point.
Yeah. There was one experience I had a few years ago where before June holidays, we played a school and in NSG and we lost 3-0. Then during June holidays, the boys were very motivated. They asked for more training. After June, when NSG resumed, they reshuffled the teams, and just nice we drawn into the same group as this school again. And we won them 3-0. The students just feel that, just 1 month, it makes such a big difference. From we lose 3-0, become we win 3-0. And that first experience for all of us on the team was wow, now June, 1 month can make a lot of difference. Yeah, that was first time unintentionally we experienced this big drastic change. But thereafter, I always thought it's even better if we intentionally have assessments like that. So now whenever go into holidays, the teams which we happen to play before the holidays, I will want to play them again after the holidays. Just so the team get the experience of before and after what happened. Then over time, the seniors will tell the juniors, after holidays, you'll be a different team. Even during the season, the seniors will tell the juniors, hey, you must come regularly. If you have tuition, all these, arrange it such that it doesn't clash with CCA. Make sure that there's regular commitment in every area that is important to you.
You talk about efficacy again. If you want the students to feel motivated, they need to first see themselves improving. That, okay, I got the potential. Then I want to do it again. But all stuff is always start from where you started. Like how, when they were still not strong, how do you even get them to start? Is how you talk to them. You started a goal, you give them a problem. Okay, then they came. Then they came for CCA training. Then after that, every time you assess, make them feel they have improved. And you prove them that they are just capable. There's a reason. Soon after, the students also set their own goal. I want to be this, I want to be that. And when the students have their own goal, right, that's when they become very self-directed, self-regulated. Really. Then there's no need for us to always remind them about the goal anymore. Yeah.